Sinomsa here at Ngosi Talk Shows, Find Your Own Voice, Lead from Within. So today is Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you're okay wherever you may be. The topic today is true love for your spouse is an attitude, not a feeling. Love is often portrayed as an overwhelming emotion, a passion, feeling that sweeps people off their feet. However, true love, especially within the marriage, is not just a feeling, emotions, but a conscious choice and an enduring attitude. Feeling fluctuate, but a love that is built on commitment, built on understanding and selflessness. That love will remain steadfast through the highs and lows of life. When love is seen as an attitude rather than a feeling, it transforms the way spouses interact, the way spouses communicate, and the way spouses support each other. It fosters a deep connection that transcends more emotional. Its a response, it builds a foundation of trust, respect, and devotion. So how can you cultivate an attitude of unconditional love for their spouse? So today I'm going to share with you step-by-step guide that can help you to develop this perspective. So number one, make a conscious decision to love. Love is a choice, guys. The reason why I chose this topic, love is a choice. When I was going through pain, when I realized that God said, okay, my spouse knows a little bit of what I'm going through, and he gave the instructions to the pastors for me not to tell people of what I was going through, in details of what I was going through. He knew that even though I understand what I thought love was, he knew everyone is hard. That sometimes people, I'm not making people angry, guys. Sometimes people may say something, but inside, they are who they say they are, but sometimes they cannot handle. The true love is an attitude. So if that attitude is not within the person of loving someone, I'm talking about parents, I'm talking about aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, everything is an attitude. So for me, what made me understand that, because there were specific people, God chose them to know about my situation. So it made me realize that these people, they were, I wouldn't say like true. It made me realize that they knew who they were. Because sometimes even myself, it took me a really, really long time to truly understand who Nomsa is and truly embrace the person that I am to be where I am today. And love is the same. Sometimes people might say, I love you. They might say, I want to be with you. They might say, you swept me off my feet. But when it comes to really tough, when it comes to problems, when problems are presented into a relationship, people, that the same person that tells you that I love you, I want to be with you, I want to marry you, I want to do this, I want to do this, they might not be able to stand when problems arise in a relationship. So that's why love is not a feeling. True love is not a feeling, it's an attitude that comes with a character, that comes knowing you what you want in a relationship. My life has been tested like myself with my friends and family. I step back because I have gotten to learn more about myself. So I know who Nomsa is. And I know that I'm with my family to love them, not to cause pain. When I'm with a man, I'm with a man to love him, not to cause pain. Even though we go through trials and tribulations, my job, my attitude is to keep loving. I love when I'm in pain. I love when my body's aching. I love when I don't know how my tomorrow is going to look like. That's my attitude. So that's the reason why I chose this topic. You have to, unconditional love begins with a choice. You have to decide each and every day that you will love your spouse, regardless of circumstances, moods, conflict. A commitment to love is the foundation of a strong, enduring relationship. So that love has to come within it. It's a decision, it's a choice. But some people, there are some people that they will say, I love you. I've met clients, I've met people, they say they love their spouse. When they have problems, or sometimes they will be talking about them without them knowing, like you see people, they're loving each other. They they like what you see like, oh, these couples, they're so strong. But when you start talking about the other, when you start talking to the other couple, they'll just start telling you like, oh, this one is this, is this, is that. And you find that the other person hasn't got a clue what is going on. So it's an attitude. An attitude, it means if I'm not feeling okay, if I'm not understanding something, I communicate with you. It means I love you until death. It means I'll take a bullet for you. I've taken so many bullets from Lucifer, from people, because of true love that I've actually realized that actually when you love someone, like when God, if I say I love someone, I'm going to make an example. If someone makes a mistake, if I blame them for their mistake and something happens to them, to God, I get the blame. Because it will be like, where were you when this person was going through this pain, you know, Msa? Where were you when this person was making a mistake, was making an error? You are supposed to watch. Your job is you are a watchman. So it means my job, a character, is I got to keep loving. I'm not talking about abuse, because God wouldn't want a woman or a man to stay in an abusive relationship. I'm talking about normal relationship. That even when there is no money, you have to keep loving. Even when there is no extravagant life, you got to keep loving. Even if when you fall in love with a poor man, you fall in love with a poor woman, you got to take that woman, mentor that woman until she becomes wealth without complaining. You got to mentor that man until they become wealth. So love is it goes deep. I used to think like I used to think that love is just something that I can just say, oh, you know what, I love this person, and that will be it. And when things get tough, I'll be like, I'm out in a relationship. But that's not what I asked for. I used to have that attitude myself, where I had my own, um, where I had my own trauma that I had not dealt with. When I'm saying trauma, you know, childhood attachment. So I had my own childhood attachment where I hadn't dealt with it. So I needed to deal with my own childhood attachment so I can love unconditional. But once I dealt with that childhood attachment, and then loving unconditional, it was then easy. So that's why this topic is really, really important. Embrace selflessness. True love requires selflessness. Prioritize your spouse needs. interest and well-being without expecting anything in return. Love that is self-giving fosters mutual respect and depends on emotional intimacy. When I was going through human blood sacrifice, guys, there were things that I was learning about the world, the hidden world. There are two worlds where we live in. The things that I was learning about those two worlds, the beautiful world and the dark world. So when I was learning that, there were times where I could have easily sold people out. But for me, I had to protect people, expecting nothing in return. Meaning when I see that that person is getting attacked or whatsoever, I will step in. Because when I step in, it means I'm interfering. That means then I take a bullet for them. And then I get to be tortured instead of them being tortured. That means that is true love. But can this person that truly, truly says, Nomsa, I love you, that says, I'm going to make a name Sarah, or let's find a George, my uncle is called George. Um, can someone that would say, Georgie, I love you, can they truly, truly take a bullet when it comes to this love that we talk about? It's an attitude where it doesn't fade away. Love does not fade away. If you speak to people who have been married for 60 years, they'll tell you it hasn't been easy. That 60 years, people watch romance movies. They think love is easy. You can just find a rich man, find a rich woman, find an educated woman, find an educated man, and everything is just gonna work out fine. We're just gonna get a job, we buy houses that we want, we have children. Nothing is like that when it comes to love. It comes with pain, it comes with joy. So when you say, you know what, I'm entering this relationship, you got to have an attitude of holding on, even when life does not make sense. You got to find that attitude, even when things don't make sense. If people would actually know how God works, you'll be like, God, I'm out. I don't want to be in this situation. He works in a different ways where the people that have hurt you, he want you to be the one that he actually help them or change their character, help them to build their character. And sometimes if you don't know, you'll be like, "Ah, but that person, how can I help this man if this man has helped me? How can I do this, Gary? You tell him that, God, you're not fair. But that's how, unfortunately, that's how God works. God reward those. You see, these people that have lived, they celebrate their 60 years anniversary, 50 years anniversary, wedding anniversary. God loves them. He loves them when they die. He wants them in his kingdom because he knows that they had to endure pain through that relationship in order for them to stay in that relationship. He knows even though there was joy, but he knows through it all there was pain as well. But they had to trust the process. They had to trust each other. They had the attitude of building something that they've made a choice to the agreement, because when you get married to someone, you become one. It comes as an agreement, and they are no like, you know what, this person is no longer beautiful, this person is no longer what is no longer what. There's no such thing like that. They know that they entered the relationship in one agreement. They made a covenant. So getting married to someone, you're making a covenant with God. You're making a covenant with that person that I will love you till whatsoever. So that is an attitude. So that attitude, when we go and buy our wedding dresses, we get so excited. When the man tells you propose, we get so excited that you know what? He's the love of my life. But some people, they lie. Bring problems to see that people are lying about their, because they are using feelings to actually be with that person, but they let the problem present themselves. I couldn't understand myself when people were like, don't tell, but I only understood after when I was coming back telling people, remember when I was going through pain, I was dealing with it with the people that were supporting me. But now I was out of pain. Now I'm now sharing this pain with people that I had go through. But at the time they thought, oh, like when somebody tells you what they're going through, your job is to sympathize with them. Your job is to give them a hug and say, how can I help? How can I make things different? But for me, I didn't need no hugs. I did not need anything, but I was just um um like communicating with people to know what I have gone through as well. But going through that, and the people were showing me actually their true character, a character of no mercy. And then that's when I recall that, oh, God. So these people, when they say, Nomsa, I love you, it's all lies. So to me, it made me realize it's lies because they don't know who they are. They talk about feelings, but when it comes to an attitude, it's different towards things. Even when Lucifer was torturing me, he was using my attitude. And I couldn't understand at the time why he was using my attitude. He would use my attitude towards my business connection, towards my uh, people that I love around me, everybody, towards my children. But then he realized that my attitude of true love is real. That was the attitude that came up. He actually showed me that I love my family more than anything he can ever imagine. And he realized he's like, I've created a monster through that. I've created a monster. But the love is an attitude. Through that pain, for me, my attitude came out more and more and more. That love. I've met when I was talking to Unisa, when after filming, you talk to someone, you get to know them really, really well. So I realized, oh, I hang out with him. I was like, oh, he's one of me. It was like, to him, like when I was talking, when you talk to someone, you realize that they value a soul than anything else. So to me, when I was talking, there are some people that when I talk to them, you can realize that they value a soul of a person than any material, than anything else. For them, they will do anything to make sure that people are happy. And those are the people that are able to, when they're in a relationship, is the attitude that is needed, a attitude of having a heart, a big heart, an attitude of knowing why you are in that relationship is really, really important. So practice forgiveness is really, really, really important. Holding on to resentment or past mistakes can erode love. Learn to forgive very, very quickly and be sincere. Sincerely, unconditional love, it requires you to acknowledge imperfection and choose to move forward with grace and understanding. I'm going to share the video, guys, while I'm talking to you. Moving with grace and understanding, it means you, like if someone has hurt you in a relationship, or just forgive. Because when we truly, truly understand that no one makes a mistake, people don't understand with my character. sometimes they think they completely don't understand why I behave the way I behave. Because I've realized that, like when we're here on the earth, we spend so much time thinking about what we can get from people. Is not about giving. You have to have a mindset of receiving and giving as well. When you have that mindset, it actually takes away, um, you live longer, guys, just to cut it short. It helps you to live longer, and it helps you as well for God to be on your side. I'm talking at the same time in sharing the video, guys, because Facebook, they changed their system. Now in the group, you can't broadcast in the group, so you have to share the videos. Before it was so easy. Once I press live, you would just go and broadcast everywhere. But now with the groups, I have to share the live. So that's where the difficulty is. So it's really, really important to love unconditional. Um, it's really, really hard nowadays to find genuine people. It's not easy. Even if there are some people who are in a relationship, they love each other, but they're not really true to themselves or true to that relationship. Uh, Loving someone, it means you love someone. Being in a relationship, it means you truly, truly enter that relationship without an agenda. Without an agenda. There are some people who enter a relationship with an agenda. When I'm talking about with an agenda, guys, it's like if I qualify my spouse, if I let's say, okay, let's go on dating apps. When I'm going dating apps, then I qualify the guy. I'm like, okay, I'm earning this much. This guy is earning this much. This guy is this guy is that. So, oh yeah, you qualify to date to date norms. Then what happens? What happens when the guy does not qualify? Um, the guy's got money. Then if I go on dating apps and if I go on dating apps, then I qualify the guy. I'm like, okay, I tick because nowadays you have to tick. I have to write my list, guys. If you don't have a list, it's not love anymore. So I've got to have a list that of the things that I need, and I've got to be that as well. But some people they have a list, but they are not what is on the list. So I'm just making an example. So if I go on dating apps and then I tick, this is what I need, this is what I need, this is what I need. Then I find that guy. You see, my mindset now, I've met this guy based on true love. Material is in it as well. But when a guy that is brought by God, there's no agenda in it. If you say, God, give me a wealthy man. Wealthy man, it means a man who is wealthy in heart, who can tolerate me for who I am, who has a very, very wealthy heart, very educated, well off. And that man has to be my protector, a man who is going to protect me as a woman, because a man is a protector, is a teacher. He teaches his woman the principles of life. So if God brings me that man, that kind of a guy, and then if I date the guy, it comes from God. God knows the future. He knows that one day this man he might not have a job, this job that he has whatsoever, or he knows that wealth-wise nothing lasts forever, or he knows the journey of life where I might end up like going. So he knows that regardless of what pain This man will complement my life. It's like through pain, we will love each other through whatever pain we go through. But then these guys, where I watch Nomsa's video and start saying to myself, I deserve. You see, everyone thinks they deserve something. Sorry, guys, forgive me. So if I say I deserve to date a rich man, okay, I go and buy my beautiful fake wig, and then I go and get my beautiful makeup and find the skin, someone who deals with the skin. And they check my skin. I'm like, hey, I got to go on a dating. I got to go and find a matchmaker, or I got to go on a dating app. I got to find a rich man. I'm entitled for a rich man. So, and then my fake hair, my fake everything, my fake attitude, my fake love. Then I meet this guy. For me, I'm thinking is the truth. The life that I've portrayed, I'm thinking is the truth. But then once I meet that guy, we fall in love. We think we fall in love, but we not actually. I'm falling in love with this man. So and then we date. I tell him, honey, I love you. Honey, I love you. And then the money goes. Then my soul goes. That's not was the agreement from the beginning. You said we're not going to suffer here, but now we're suffering because the money is no longer there. Or the beauty of a person is no longer there. Because if I'm falling in love with someone because of what they have or because of how they look, so once that look changes, my soul changes as well. So for those who didn't know, the soul, because the soul at the beginning, it has to go with the agreement at the beginning. If I entered love with an agenda, then that agenda will stay on. If that agenda, if there was a reason why I dated that person, that's why the relationship falls apart. So a relationship that is truly, 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 truly true, and mostly is those men and women that they meet and they just know that, you know what, this is the one. I just know that this person is the one, and they date. But these ones that they go to a matchmaker and they're like, Nomsa, I'm a doctor. I need to date somebody who is in my category. Because there's nothing wrong if you're earning 100 grand or 200 grand, 1 million. There's nothing wrong to date a woman who is not earning in that category, a woman who is smart, who is intelligent, who knows what they want, who can mentor you to become the best, or a man who is an angel, because everybody that comes to our lives, they come to our lives as angels. So everybody has an assignment. A woman enters a man's life. If that man is meant to be a billionaire, a woman enters to mentor him to become what God wants him to be. A man will enter a woman's life. Maybe let's say a woman, she's rich, she's a millionaire, but she is meant to go to a stage of a billionaire. She's not in that stage. But what God can do, he can connect that woman with a man who is very, very intelligent, is not in that category, but is very, very intelligent. He knows that this man will take this woman to the billionaire where she's meant to be, but just because of the character and attitude. So that's how the universe works. The universe does not work that I'm beautiful. You know, I've got nice hair. I got to go and do this and go and do this and do this so I can be attractive. It doesn't work like that. Attractiveness, it has to be natural. It's something that we have to do to keep us attractive. But if we don't do it for us, so we can keep a man or keep a woman, you can be attractive, but a man will still go. You can be attractive, a woman or a man can be handsome, and a woman will still leave them. So what works now is the soul. This is where, there are some men, there are some women, when you tell them, oh, How did you guys meet? He'll tell you that man with grace that the day I met this woman, I knew she was the one. He wouldn't tell you that, Nomsa, when I was looking for to date someone, they had to have this, they had to have that, they have to have this, they had to have that. He will tell you that the day I stepped into her life, I knew she was my wife. The day I stepped into his life, the woman will tell you, I knew he was the one. And those men, their relationship goes too far. They celebrated their 50th, 40th, 30th, 20th anniversary because there was no agenda. When they met, the man just needed a woman who's going to accept him for who he is as a man. And a woman is go. I'm sharing this with you guys because people they intend to use, like, I'm a businesswoman. It's quite obvious that if I need to go on a date, I've got to date someone who's got the similar mindset like mine. So it's kind of obvious. So on those things, it's like it's not the things that I have to negotiate. It's kind of obvious. Even God understands that Nomsa will not date a lazy man. Nomsa needs to have a man that will help mentor her to become who she is, more of who she is. So he knows that he wouldn't connect me with somebody lazy or somebody. So that is like a common sense. Me looking after myself, being beautiful, just knowing to look after myself is a common sense. So now what do I do now when I need a woman now that can love me unconditional, a man that can love me unconditional? And then you have to think, communicate with the universe. Because the reason why I'm saying I'm going to communicate with the universe, God, I spend my life thinking that, not knowing who I was. I knew who I was. I played football. I was talented. I knew that that's my talent. I became a professional musician when I was I think I was 9 years old, 9 or 10. And I knew that. But I thought that was my talent. That was it. There's some things that I did, like business-wise and stuff. I thought that was those things that was my talent. That's why character attitude is knowing thyself. Meditate, meditate and meditate to know yourself. And when you know yourself, you are no longer what you're going to do is you're going to write a plan about your life, how your life should look like. You're not going to waste time thinking that, I have to look after myself. I got to make sure I'm this before I find a date. And that is natural. Those things are inside us. Is natural. A woman has to look presentable. A man has to look presentable. A man has to know how to look after themselves. So all these things, but they might not know how to dress up nicely or might not know how to dress up nicely. And that's why we've got friends, we've got family. So it helped me to really find my own style and not styling me. So all these things, guys, are really, really important. It's an attitude. Love is an attitude. For me, like during lockdown, I was raised by a rich man. My stepdad was very rich. When I'm saying very rich, my stepdad's family, they were famous. They are famous where I live. Everybody knows them. If I say this is my dad, that's why I don't mention him on Facebook. If I say this is my father, everyone will start messaging me. Oh, he helped me with this. Oh, he did this with me. Oh, yes, I met your dad at this place. That's why I don't talk about my my stepdad. So he come from a rich family, and they are basically everyone knows them. He helped so many people. But then my granddad was rich, but my dad was a teacher. I lived the ordinary life with my family. So having two families, different lifestyles. So all these things, like my dad decided I lived a normal life. No driver, nobody taking me to school. I had to walk to school. But with my stepdad, you had the maid in the house, you had this, you had driver, you had all that. But I am still the attitude towards life. To me, if someone says to me, Nomsa, if I'm looking for a husband, and someone tells me to go and find a rich man, I'll be like, I need to find the riches for myself instead of having a mindset of finding a rich man. I don't have that mindset of I need to find a rich man. For me, my attitude is to find the true love. True love, it means, Gary, I don't want a man who is in poverty. I need a man who is wealthy here. I need the brain. Because, guys, if I guarantee you, if you get married to a guy who has wealthy brain, you become a billionaire. Some people don't know that. If you get married to an angel, they might appear to you with nothing. They say they have nothing, but God knows that that person lacks resources of becoming who they want to become. But you are the resources. You can mentor that for you to become who you want to become. So that is an attitude, meaning that whenever like if we have money, it wouldn't bother me. If we don't have money that day, it wouldn't bother me because I know that when I entered this relationship, I entered the relationship through love. And it's a very, very difficult attitude to develop. And when you do that, when you get into a relationship as well, I know that some people enter a relationship and then work takes over. So the attitude of a person is showing affection and the appreciation daily, unapologetic. Simple acts of kindness and words of appreciation, they go a long way in reinforcing love. So a hug, compliment, or thoughtful gestures can remind your spouse that they are valued and cherished. So it's really, really important to be authentic. Guys, don't get annoyed. I have my business friends where we meet up and we talk about things. And my friend was explaining to me how with the things that get her annoyed. So I gave her the technique. I said, look at things in this way instead of that way. If you were to get up in the morning, those socks that are annoying you on the floor, they're no longer there. That person is no longer there. How would that make you feel? And then I made a different example, like a different example. And she was like, you make sense, actually. Sometimes people get annoyed, like myself. Guys, I might get annoyed with the other things with someone, but that person at the same time, they might get annoyed with my habits that I have. But if I have a gratitude and attitude where I'm so grateful that person is in my life, knowing that, okay, leave the socks on the floor. How long does it take for me to shove them in the washing machine? 1 second. So really, it doesn't have to annoy me. But it's someone who doesn't know, who is not aware of this world. For me, I've lived in this world and I've gone to the other world where Lucifer wanted to take my life. I did go to hell. He actually took me there. When he takes a soul, he took me. I was at Waitrose. Everything just went black When I'm in black, when you are in the light, daylight, it just went dark, darkness. And I realized I wasn't on earth. But then I kept going. I kept going. I had to get out. I kept going and kept going until I got home. I lived in the town center until I got home. When I got home, I took the Bible. I read the Bible. I rang my pastor straight away. My pastor came and we prayed. And that's when my battle began. So I've been in that darkness. When someone tells you that I'm taking, when you are like away, like, where the heck am I? And it's like, I'm taking your life. I'm killing you. You are like, what? You mean this second hour is my last day? And he's like, yes. Until God entered. He asked me to release my soul. Since that day, I don't take life for granted. I will never, ever take anyone for granted. Does it mean I have to let people get away with it? No, I don't. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't. Doesn't mean I have to, when I'm in a relationship, I have to tolerate everything. No, it doesn't mean that. But it means that with my soul, my body, soul, and spirit, that person has to know that I appreciate them with all my heart. They don't have to guess. Does Nomsa really appreciate me? Does Nomsa really? It means that they need to, my action will show them that there is no other place I'd rather be with them. It means that with my soul, deep connection, I have to give them a deep connection. I've got to connect with that person unconditional, and I've got to be real. Oh, okay. So, and it also means that I got to be real. I got to develop emotional and spiritually intimacy. Emotionally and spiritually intimacy, it means any problem can appear in my life, but it cannot break the foundation that I've built with that person. Not just physically, emotionally, spiritually unity. It means I have to spend time quality together with that person. I've got to share my dreams. I've got to engage with that person, the activities, natures. There are some activities that I wouldn't do with a man, but it means that my faith is important to pray together, to engage in spiritual growth as a couple. It means unity. When I'm saying I've been on this world, I've been on the other world, it doesn't mean, it means that I experienced life that I thought I never knew that it existed. 1 minute, I was going shopping to buy food for me to go and eat, look after myself, but within that minute, my life would have been gone. So that's why I would never, ever take life for granted. For those who are in a relationship, guys, love unconditional. Love your spouse unconditional, unapologetic. Connect with that person. Cherish every second, every moment they are with you, because it only takes 1 second for that person to not be with you. 1 second. 1 second. That happened to me. 1 second. If God didn't show up, some people, God doesn't show up. When Lucifer takes them for sacrifice, God does not show up. He does not show up for some reason. For me, I was so lucky because I was connected. I was already praying, fasting. I was already close to him. I've known God since the day I was born. I was like going to church, loving God. That's the only thing that I know. But that's what helped me because he knew my heart, where my heart was. But I don't know. I can't explain, guys, why some people he doesn't show up. Because some people, their soul gets sold out by their parents or ancestors when they actually sell their souls. So God, it means he can't force himself. So I don't know. I'm still figuring out why he doesn't show up, why some people die. I'm still figuring that out. But for me, my survival, I knew it was something to do with the norms, like my attitude. I know that it was something to do with my attitude. Because like straight away, for me, like in spirit, I make sure that my spirit stays alert. So my attitude was then that made me realize that something was not right. And then I was like crying for help. Like straight away, I was like, I'm not on earth, but where am I? And he was like, I knew you realize. And I was like, and God said, let her go. You can't touch her soul. But does it mean I'm important than you? No. We are all the same. In God's eyes, we are all the same. Me, I'm just a little bit maybe crazy, a bit that I have this attitude where if someone does things, I go to ask questions. So I might have asked questions in my heart and my soul until God connected with me to say something is not right. So all those things, I'm still figuring out. But when it comes to fake love, there are so many people, I think 60% of people that are in a relationship and it's fake. And present the real problem. That relationship is gone within a second. But to them, they love each other. They believe that they love each other, but they actually don't have the attitude to sustain their relationship, their foundation, so it can sustain the problems, it can survive the problems. They don't have the will to forgive. So all these things, they come into place. When you actually get married, you got to surrender the me. You got to get rid of it, guys. The me doesn't work. All about me, all about me as a wife. You got to cherish me. You got to you got it's got to be all about me. It doesn't work, guys. It doesn't work. When a man feels cherished, when a woman feels cherished, if a man cherish a woman has to cherish her man as well. It has to be both sides. It cannot be one-sided. That's the attitude that holds a relationship. A relationship is like when you meet women, they're like, I'm the queen. You got to look after me like a queen. It doesn't work. The man gets exhausted and they don't want to be that relationship. But if both sides make an effort in a different ways, we can't give it the same way, but somehow we can find ways to give into that relationship. And then it works. It truly works. A man can bring me some flowers. I give him a kiss. I look after the kids. I manage a home. Or if a woman is the one that earns more money, when you have kids, a woman can go to work, a man stays at home. So it's just finding that balance that works for two people based on their character. Because sometimes people will go and watch that person or read a book and they want their character to be best, their attitude to be best in the book. that was written by someone, that person, they had their own issues and they dealt with them. And now your character has to be based on that book. It can't work. So it's really, truly, truly important to develop your own character based on you, your own attitude based on you for true love to really work. Trust me, guys, when I'm saying beauty does not keep a relationship, or even being good in bed, it does not keep a relationship. A relationship will still break. But if there's no right attitude in that marriage, there's got to be, that person has to have an attitude that cannot be altered by no one. And it is hard to build that attitude. It is hard. Through the pain, when I was going through pain, I watched Lucifer, and then I was like, hang on a minute. This person is using people that are fake. He's not using the people that are true to me. He wasn't using them. He knew that their character cannot be altered. They are real. They are true to me. He wouldn't use them. My friends that have been with them for 30 years, 20 years, I've known them since I was in Africa. We came together, we cried together and suffered together. He wouldn't use them. He wouldn't. Then I was like, hey, hang on a minute. Why is this problem that is creating? That's when I realize everything is attitude. Attitude. Love is all about attitude and remaining committed to each other through tough times. Challenges and hardship are inevitable, but true love perceive when two couples stand by each other during difficult seasons, offering support, encouragement, and unwavering commitment. So it's really, really important, and both parties focusing on personal growth. Loving unconditional means striving to be the best version of yourself, and your husband is supporting you. Work on your personal development. Your spouse, your wife is supporting you. Emotionally intelligence and maintaining a positive mindset and contributing contributing positively towards your marriage is really, really important. I posted a post a few weeks ago that says, where there is no vision, if a woman gets married without a vision, her vision becomes the husband. If a husband gets married without a vision, his wife becomes the vision. Means everything they do is wife. And that can break the relationship, meaning that a woman still has to do things. You still need to develop yourself, and men still need to develop their mindset and know they still need to develop themselves. And when two people are connected and they both in one harmony, I call myself a love harmonist. I don't know, you guys, whether you've seen my Facebook dance videos that I post. When I actually dance, I go with the harmony, the rhythm of the music. Life is like that. It has to go with, you have to go with the rhythm of life. Whatever you are meant to be, you and your spouse, you rhythm tango together. When hardship, challenges comes and enter to stop you, you both have to be in one unity. In one, you got to become one. Cry together, the tears, and that is success. That is success. When a man goes to his parents, now the challenge you're faced with challenges. Now a man goes to his friends, goes to his parents, backstab his woman, or a woman goes to his friends, his parents, his family, backstab the men, it does not work. It means spiritually you're not together, there's conflict. So you got to make sure you stay together. You got to make sure there is no conflict. For me to survive, I got to stay on God's side. There was no conflict. Lucifer knew there was no negotiations. He knew with the man that I love, there was no negotiations for him to test my heart with that man. He knew my children that I love, there was no negotiations. He knew his parents, his bloodline, my bloodline. He knew there was no negotiations. When he tampers with my life, it means it tampers with my bloodline. When he tampers with someone in my bloodline, he knew he tampers with my heart. There was no negotiation. And that's why he wasn't able to get to me. I did not give him a reason to destroy me or to destroy my family. Love is like that. Don't give a negative a reason to destroy your relationship. So that's what life is about. Do not give the negative attitude to destroy your love life. I've learned that myself. There was no negotiations. Lucifer has to have agents that he works with. He knew that if any celebrity, they want to take what they want to work, because he has celebrities, he has people that are normal people. He knew that when those normal people enters in my life, whatever they want to do, he knew they die. There was no negotiations with me. There was, even now, today, he knows. He knows. He knows. He knows he can go manipulate other people and they will betray me. He knows. If he wants to destroy me, he knows exactly the people, exactly where he needs to go. He knows they will do it, but he knows when he comes to me, I have to be truthful. For me, it's like my bloodline is my bloodline. The men that I love, they cannot touch. My children, you cannot touch. But unfortunately, people were selling me out. But that's okay. People were selling me out. You go to someone in my family, they will just sell me out. That's what happens in relationship. I'm sharing with this with you guys. When you love someone, you can't sell them out. You can't. No matter what pain you go through together, you go through it together. So guys, it looks like next door, they are building something. I don't know if you guys can hear the noise. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to give you guys I think my words of encouragement was just love unconditional. If you are married, you love when you are in pain. I regret this, guys, telling my children this, that you dance when you are in pain. My children, when they are sick, they don't back out. They don't back out on anything, because that's what I told them, that when you are in pain, you do the work. When you don't feel like it, you do the work. They don't back out. Whatever they do. So sometimes I regret saying these words, but I trust you guys. Love even when you are in pain. When I mean when you are in pain, I'm not saying even when you go through abuse. No one can stand abuse, should stand abuse. I'm saying when challenges are presented to you in a relationship, keep loving. Keep valuing your life and valuing the man or the woman around you. It's a gift. Loving someone and be with someone is a gift that no one shouldn't allow anyone to take that away from anybody. But we live in this world where people interferes with people's life, and when they interfere with people's lives, they destroy other people's life. So what I'm saying is, if you are in a relationship, never look at someone else's relationship and wish your relationship could be like that, because you can create the relationship that you want with your spouse, however you want it to look like. You can. But if you are with a person and you feel that we cannot build the relationship that we want together, that means you are with the wrong person. But you can build the life that you want. You shouldn't have to look at the other people's relationship and wish your relationship was like that. You should be able to look at a relationship and really, truly, truly be appreciative and be grateful that you met that person, they came into your life, and just build the life together. A life that is built in harmony, it produces good fruits. So guys, if you're watching me from any social medias, please do share the video and be part of YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and be part of us. We have two groups at Ngozi Talk Shows. There's Ngozi Talk Show group, and there's a unique billionaire mindset. It's to help you not to miss out on anything what we get up to. And if you love dancing, guys, make sure you follow me on my personal page as well. I love to rock. I'm not sharing my videos on LinkedIn yet, but I'm going to share them on LinkedIn because someone that is famous asked me, why am I hiding my character? I should put my character on LinkedIn so people can see the real me. So once at the moment, I'm just doing it like I'm not editing them. I'm just helping people to make sure that they follow their dreams. Because if I started by editing them professional, they'd be like, no, site, but you have the money. So we don't. So they'll feel like they have to start the same way. So I'm just trying to work on their mindset to say it's okay if you have a dream to just go for it. So that's the actually idea, what I'm doing at the moment. But there will be times where I'm just going to be taking them professional, and then I can share them on LinkedIn so people can see my character. I'm not even sharing them on YouTube. I'm not even sharing them on any other. I'm just putting them on my personal page at the moment. So if I can dance, it means I might end up singing as well. So it's only God's grace what I might end up doing. I'm only doing this for my children to see that actually this is their blood. This is who they are talented. So it's everything is in the blood. The music is in my blood. And everything, intelligence and everything is in my blood. So know thyself. It's really, really important. It's all these things that I didn't know until I started asking myself, why did these people wanted to sacrifice me? What do I have that I don't know, that I didn't know myself? And then I started digging. And that's when I realized that actually I am this, and I never knew that this is who I was. I am this and that. So you have to develop your talent. So those are the things that guys just don't wish for someone else's life. There are some people when they see couples posting something on social media, they wish they had that. You can have something different that is not that still on social media. Mostly, I wouldn't say is fake. Like for me, what I post on social media is real, but people don't get to see the process of it, they get to see the finished products of it. So it's really, really important for people to understand that before you get to the finish line, there is starting process. By the time I post something, what was the process? How did that begin? What was the roots of it? So it's really, really important for people to understand that. Don't wish someone else's relationship. Wish your own. Find your own love life. Someone that can love you and cherish you. And build that relationship from the beginning. A man is an architect. Meaning a man has to come with a vision. He's a teacher. A woman, she's a mentor. She's a provider. A man is a provider. Both men and women, they provide for their family. They work. If a woman has to take time off to raise kids, she's still providing. So that's why both they are providers. But sometimes you ask people, what do you do? They're like, oh, I'm just a full-time mom. No, you're not just a full-time mom. You're managing everybody. That man, he goes to work in order because you manage him. You make sure his clothes is washed, he's eaten, is all that. So all these things is that people, they don't give themselves credit. So it's really, really important, guys. And also, please do guys go on the website, sign up if you are looking for love. And if you looking to find your own voice and lead from within coaching, there's a different page. You can sign up there as well. Or you can just ring my office number and make some inquiries. And God bless everyone. Live with grace. I will see you tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm with Carol Ann. I think so. God bless.